Deep in the heart of the misty highlands, where ancient pine trees whisper secrets to the morning fog, a small wooden workshop begins to slowly stir with life. The air is heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth, as the first light of dawn struggles to pierce through the heavy, rolling mountain clouds. A lone chimney breathes white smoke into the sky, signaling that the master craftsman is awake, ready to begin his daily ritual of wood and soul. Here, time seems to move slower, governed by the rhythm of nature and the steady heartbeat of the great forest that guards this hidden mountain sanctuary. The threshold of the workshop is a portal to another era, where the digital world fades and the tactile beauty of hand-carved wood take center stage. As the door yields with a gentle groan, the warmth of 1,000 stories spills out into the cold morning, welcoming the spirit of the new day. Inside, the air is thick with the sweet, nostalgic perfume of cedar and pine, and the golden dust motes dance in the early morning sunbeams. With a steady hand, the old craftsman strikes a match, a tiny spark of light that marks the beginning of another day of creation and wonder. The oil lamp flares to life, casting long, soft shadows across walls lined with tools that have served 3 generations of skilled and patient woodworkers. Every corner of this room is a testament to a lifetime of labor, where raw timber is transformed into treasures that carry the warmth of human hands. Even the air seems to vibrate with the memory of the forest, as wooden creatures hang suspended, waiting for the breath of life from their maker. He looks upon his bench not as a place of work, but as a sanctuary where he can communicate with the very soul of the highlands. His footsteps are familiar and rhythmic, a soft percussion against the floorboards that have supported his weight for decades of quiet, dedicated craftsmanship. He touches the raw wood with the reverence of a priest, listening to the grain and feeling the potential hidden deep within the fibers of the tree. Taking his seat, the master prepares his tools, each blade sharpened to a razor's edge, ready to peel away the layers of time and bark. Outside, the forest remains silent, a vast emerald empire watching over the humble workshop, providing the very essence of the master's art and livelihood. The clock on the wall counts the seconds with a wooden heart, marking the passage of time in a place where modern worries simply cannot enter. The floor is a mosaic of curled shavings, the remnants of yesterday's dreams, waiting to be swept away to make room for the new day's work. A craftsman is only as good as his tools, and here, every instrument is treated with the care and respect of a loyal, lifelong friend. With the first stroke of the plane, the conversation begins, a tactile dialogue between the wisdom of the man and the memory of the wood. The rough exterior gives way to a smooth, glowing surface, revealing the hidden beauty that has been growing in the dark for over 100 years. There is a deep peace in this repetitive motion, a meditation in action that connects the artisan to the ancient traditions of his mountain ancestors. The light outside begins to shift, as the sun slowly climbs above the peaks, painting the world in shades of amber and gold through the mist. He blows away the dust, a gentle breath that reveals the progress made, each tiny grain of sawdust a testament to his focused and patient spirit. As the mist lifts, the sanctuary of the highlands is revealed, a small beacon of warmth and creativity amidst the vast, silent grandeur of the wild. The symphony of the workshop begins in earnest now, the sharp bite of steel against timber creating the first notes of a mechanical wood masterpiece. Each tap of the mallet is precise, a rhythmic pulse that echoes through the quiet room, echoing the heartbeat of the forest that gave this wood. The shavings are like delicate silk ribbons, falling in silent grace, carrying the scent of mountain sap and the story of the tree's long life. Patience is the master's greatest tool, as he leans in to carve tiny gears that will soon bring a wooden toy to life with mechanical magic. The lathe hums a low, steady tune, turning raw blocks into perfect shapes, guided by the sure and steady hands of a man who knows wood. Heat and friction work together, transforming the cold timber into a warm, sentient object, ready to be touched and cherished by children for generations. A moment of stillness follows the motion, as he feels the perfect curve, ensuring that every inch of the wood is as smooth as river stone. Sandpaper sings a soft, whispering song, polishing the wood until it reflects the light, a labor of love that requires time, effort, and immense patience. His tools are an extension of his own body, worn smooth by his grip, each one a partner in the endless dance of creation and craftsmanship. The connection must be strong and permanent, as he applies the glue that will bind the different parts of the toy into a single, cohesive sole. There is a satisfying click as the joints meet, a perfect fit that requires no nails, only the precision of a master who understands the wood. Before the hand moves, the mind must see the final form, imagining the toy's motion and the joy it will bring to its future owner's heart. Tiny wooden pegs act as the bones of the creation, ensuring that every part moves correctly and lasts through many years of rough and tumble play. The hand drill whirs, a simple machine doing work that modern tools cannot replicate with the same soul and connection to the materials being used today. His apron is a portable treasure chest, holding the small necessities that keep the work flowing and the ideas manifesting into physical reality on his bench. Fire meets wood as he etches delicate patterns, the smell of burning timber adding another layer to the rich sensory experience of the mountain workshop. The smoke tells a story of transformation, of raw nature being tamed and decorated by human art, a delicate balance between the wild and the refined. To finish the piece, he uses the gifts of the bees, a natural wax that protects the wood and brings out its deep, hidden colors and grain. The wood glows with new life as the wax is massaged into its pores, a final touch that seals the spirit of the forest within the toy. The floor is now carpeted in the gold of the forest, a testament to the hours of labor spent bringing another wooden dream closer to its completion. Every gear must turn. Without friction, a mechanical harmony that reflects the artisan's dedication to quality and his deep understanding of how things truly work. He tests the wheel, watching it spin in a perfect, silent circle, a small victory in the long process of creating something that is truly timeless. From the dark strength of walnut to the light scent of pine, every type of wood brings its own personality and strength to the master's creations. No detail is too small to escape his attention, as he meticulously cleans every crevice, ensuring that the finished toy is as perfect as it is beautiful. It is hard work, requiring both physical strength and mental focus, but for him, there is no greater joy than this labor of love and tradition. He pauses to admire the progress, seeing the form of the horse emerging from the block, a silent companion that will soon be ready to gallop. The shadows on the wall tell their own story, a dance of light and darkness that has been repeated in this room for many long, productive years. The maintenance of the tools is as important as the carving itself, a meditative process of sharpening the steel to meet the resistance of the wood. Every line on his face is like a grain in the wood, a map of a life spent in the quiet company of the mountains and the trees. He creates motion where there was once only stillness, giving the wood a voice and a way to move through the world in a playful, charming way. With a fine file, he softens the edges, making the wood feel like something organic and warm, rather than just a cold piece of construction material. Even the waste is beautiful, a golden dust that blankets the workshop in a layer of history and the remains of the forest's ancient, silent growth. A gentle tap is all it takes to bring two worlds together, creating a bond that will survive long after the master has finished his day's work. His eyes are sharp, trained by decades of looking for the smallest flaws, ensuring that every toy he creates is a masterpiece of precision and balance. He stands tall and strong, his roots as deep as the trees he works with, a man who belongs to the earth and the craft he loves. Inspiration often strikes in the middle of a task, as a new shape or movement suggests itself from the very nature of the wood he is handling. One by one, the characters take shape, a silent army of wooden friends ready to set out on adventures in the imaginations of children everywhere. He looks to nature for his designs, finding the perfect curve in a branch or the rhythm of life in the patterns of a simple forest leaf. A puff of air clears the way for the final inspection, revealing the intricate details that make each piece a unique and irreplaceable work of handcrafted art. He holds a spinning top, a simple joy made of wood and balance, a toy that has fascinated children for centuries and continues to do so today. As it spins, the wood grain blurs into a beautiful dance of colors, a small miracle of physics and art that brings a smile to the master. The midday sun bathes the workshop in brilliance, highlighting every shaving and every tool, a moment of peak energy in the quiet life of the mountains. He pauses to breathe it all in, the scent of his labor and the peace of his surroundings, a man truly at home in his own world. The highland forest stands as a silent witness to his work, a vast and green empire that provides both the materials and the inspiration for his soul. As the mountain air turns cooler, the master moves to his hearth, the center of warmth and comfort in his humble, wood-filled mountain sanctuary. A few pine needles provide the spark, and soon the fire is roaring, its orange light dancing against the stone and warming the master's tired bones. He coaxes the flames with a gentle breath, a primal connection to the element of fire that has kept mountain dwellers warm for thousands of years. The heavy iron pot is placed over the heat, a sign that the time for creation has temporarily yielded to the necessity of simple, rustic nourishment. With the same precision he uses on wood, he prepares his midday meal, the knife moving rhythmically through fresh vegetables from his small mountain garden plot. Into the pot they go, a simple stew that will provide the energy needed for the afternoon's work, filling the air with a savory, comforting aroma. He rests his feet for a moment. The warmth of the fire seeping into his boots, a brief respite from the standing labor of the workbench. The wooden spoon, carved by his own hand years ago, moves through the water, a familiar tool in a life of simple, honest, and handmade things. He prepares the tea, the water clear and cold from the mountain spring, a refreshing element that balances the heat of the fire and the forge. Soon the kettle begins to sing, a cheerful whistle that competes with the crackle of the logs and the distant sighing of the wind in the pines. In the dancing flames, he sees the history of the forest and the stories of the toys he has made, a quiet moment of reflection and peace. The tea leaves are dark and fragrant, carrying the essence of the earth, waiting to be awakened by the heat of the boiling mountain spring water. Hot water meets the leaves, and the room is filled with a new scent, herbal and grounding, the perfect companion for a mountain craftsman's quiet break. The steam rises like a ghost in the light, a delicate and ephemeral beauty that contrasts with the solid, enduring nature of the wood and stone. He pours the tea with a steady hand, the amber liquid glowing in the firelight, a simple pleasure that marks the midpoint of his long day. The warmth of the cup spreads through his hands, soothing the joints that have worked hard since the break of dawn in this cool mountain air. Each sip is a moment of gratitude, a connection to the simple things that make life in the highlands so rich and fulfilling for the soul. The stew is nearly ready, a hearty and warming meal that has been cooking slowly, absorbing the flavors of the mountain and the heat of the fire. The colors of the vegetables are bright and vibrant against the dark iron of the pot, a visual feast that precedes the simple meal to come. A simple meal for a simple life, yet it is more satisfying than any feast in the busy, crowded cities that lie far below these peaks. He eats slowly, looking out at the pines, his mind at rest while his body absorbs the nourishment provided by the earth and his own labor. A piece of bread, baked by a neighbor in the valley, completes the meal. A symbol of the community that exists even in these remote highlands. The fire continues its lively performance, a companion that provides light, warmth, and a sense of safety against the vastness of the surrounding wilderness. With the meal finished, he cleans his bowl, a simple act of respect for the food and the effort that went into preparing and growing it. The afternoon lull is a time for quiet rest, as the warmth of the hearth and the fullness of his stomach bring a gentle drowsiness. Even the toys seem to rest, their wooden forms bathed in the orange glow, waiting for the master to return to his bench and resume his work. He keeps the fire alive, a constant source of comfort that defines the heart of the home and the spirit of the mountain workshop's inner world. It is a world of its own, a space where every object has a purpose and every shadow holds a memory of a life well lived and loved. The tea is gone, but the warmth remains, a lingering comfort that will stay with him as he returns to the demanding work of the afternoon. With a stretch and a deep breath, he prepares to leave the comfort of the hearth and return to the sharp tools and the awaiting wood. The light is shifting again, as the mountain weather begins to turn, a reminder that in the highlands, nature is always in a state of change. The first drops of rain appear on the glass, a soft tapping that signals the arrival of a mountain shower, common in this high-altitude world. The forest transforms, its colors deepening as the clouds roll in, creating a dramatic backdrop for the cozy and warm interior of the toy shop. He watches the sky with the knowing eyes of a man who has lived through 1,000 storms, each one a part of the mountain's cycle. The world outside may turn gray and cold, but inside, the light of the fire and the spirit of creation remain as bright as ever before. The rain is a song, a natural soundtrack that helps him focus, its steady rhythm matching the pace of his own heart and his own hands. Amidst the falling rain and the darkening sky, the workshop remains a beacon of warmth and purpose, a small island of peace in a stormy sea. The storm arrives with a sudden roar, the wind whipping through the pines and the rain lashing down in great, dramatic sheets of silver mountain water. The world outside dissolves into a blur of gray and green, as the water transforms the glass into a living, moving painting of the storm's power. Lightning flickers in the distance, a silent flash that illuminates the master's face, showing a man who is at peace with the fury of the elements. Thunder rolls across the peaks, a deep, resonant sound that shakes the very foundations of the earth, yet the spirit of the workshop remains unshaken. Nature's fury is also its gift, as the rain fills the barrels and nourishes the roots of the trees that will one day provide more wood. The wind howls at the door, but the master's hand remains steady, his focus narrowed to the small wooden world he is creating on his bench. In the midst of the chaos outside, he carves delicate flowers, a defiant act of beauty against the raw and untamed power of the mountain storm. The fire hisses and pops as the rain tries to enter, a battle of elements happening right in the center of the master's warm and cozy home. He pauses for a moment, listening to the voice of the Dai Nan, the great forest, as it speaks through the wind and the falling mountain rain. A small leak is met with a simple solution, the sound of the drop hitting the bucket adding another rhythm to the symphony of the storm. He knows every sound of this cabin, and today, the house is singing a wet and windy song of endurance and shelter against the mountain cold. The toy boat seems ready to sail on the streams of rainwater outside, a small symbol of adventure and resilience in the face of the great unknown. There is a profound sense of safety here, a warm cocoon of creativity and tradition that the storm can witness but cannot truly touch or break. His gaze is fixed on the task, his mind a calm lake amidst the tempest, showing the strength that comes from years of mountain living and crafting. Precision is his prayer, and the wood is his altar, as he continues to create magic while the world outside is transformed by the falling rain. Outside, the pines bow to the wind, shedding water like tears, a dramatic and beautiful display of the forest's resilience and its ancient, enduring strength. The wooden faces on the wall watch the storm in silence, their expressions fixed in time, carrying the wisdom and the spirits of the highland trees. The sound of stone on steel is a sharp counterpoint to the soft drum of the rain, a reminder of the human will to shape nature's gifts. Water, steel, and stone work together to prepare the way for the wood, a trifecta of natural elements used by the man to create his art. Satisfied with the edge, he returns to the horse, the storm outside now just a distant hum in the background of his deep and focused concentration. The door rattles, but the latch is strong, a simple piece of metal keeping the wild at bay while the master continues his quiet, peaceful labor. He applies the oil, and the wood drinks it in, revealing the depth of its color and the beauty of the years it spent in the forest. It is a transformation, a moment when the wood truly becomes alive, its surface glowing with a warmth that seems to come from deep within its fibers. As the afternoon wanes, the storm begins to tire, its fury spent, leaving the mountain world refreshed and smelling of damp pine and wet, dark earth. The sky opens up, a pale light breaking through the clouds, signaling that the storm has passed and a new peace is settling over the highland forest. The sound of the rain changes, becoming a gentle dripping, a lingering memory of the storm that is now moving away to the other side of peaks. He opens the window, and the scent of the rain-washed forest fills the room, a refreshing breath of life that revitalizes both the master and his workshop. Mist rises from the forest floor, an ethereal dance of vapor that creates a magical, dreamlike atmosphere in the wake of the passing mountain rainstorm. He breathes in the spirit of the highlands, his soul refreshed by the storm and his heart full of the peace that only this place can give. Even the house itself is refreshed, its wooden walls having stood firm against the wind, ready to face whatever the mountain weather brings next for him. In the distance, a faint rainbow arches over the world, a promise of beauty and the return of the sun to this quiet, hidden highland paradise. The light has changed, but his purpose remains the same, as he prepares for the final stage of his day's work on the wooden toy horse. He polishes the wood with care, each stroke a gesture of love and a commitment to creating something that is truly worthy of its forest origin. The golden hour approaches, casting a warm and nostalgic light over the workshop, making everything seem as if it belongs in a beautiful, ancient storybook. Color is the final gift, a splash of joy that will bring the wooden characters to life and make them stand out in a child's playroom. The red paint is bright and cheerful, a bold contrast to the natural tones of the wood, adding a sense of personality and life to the toy. With a single "da," he gives the horse an eye, a moment of creation that transforms a piece of carved timber into a silent, loyal friend. The storm is a memory, and the workshop is a place of peace once again, as the master moves into the final chapter of his day's creation. Now comes the most delicate part, the assembly of dreams, where separate pieces of wood are joined to create a living, moving piece of mechanical art. Every movement is deliberate, a result of decades of experience and a deep, intuitive understanding of how things fit together to create a lasting whole. The wooden soldier stands tall, his colors bright and proud, a silent guardian of childhood dreams and a testament to the master's skillful, patient hands. He tests the joints, and the doll moves with a grace that seems almost human, a miracle of wood and mechanics that will bring endless hours of joy. The patterns are small and intricate, reflecting the flora of the highlands, a way for the master to weave the spirit of the forest into his toys. The shelf is filling up, a community of wooden beings that seem to whisper to each other in the soft light of the fading highland afternoon. The music box is wound, a hidden spring holding the potential for a melody that has been trapped inside the wood, waiting for the right moment. The music begins, a delicate and ethereal sound that fills the workshop, bringing a touch of magic and wonder to the quiet, wood-scented air. He never tires of this moment, the moment when the wood truly comes to life and speaks through motion and music to the hearts of all who see. The complexity is hidden, but the result is simple and beautiful, a perfect metaphor for the master's own life and his approach to his ancient craft. Sunset arrives, and the workshop is bathed in a final, glorious burst of light, turning every shaving and every toy into a piece of pure gold. He holds the horse, the culmination of a day's labor and a lifetime's skill, a piece of the forest that has been given a new and noble purpose. It rocks back and forth, a rhythmic and soothing motion that reflects the peace and the balance that the master finds in his work in his mountains. In its eye, you can see the soul of the artisan and the spirit of the trees, a connection that transcends time and the busy, modern world. With the final piece finished, he feels a deep sense of accomplishment, a quiet pride that comes from knowing he has created something that will endure. Order is restored to the bench, as tools are returned to their homes, ready to be called upon again when the next day's sun begins to rise. Nothing is wasted in this workshop, even the shavings will provide warmth on a future cold night, continuing the cycle of the wood and the fire. The workbench itself is a history book, each mark and scar a memory of a project completed and a challenge overcome in the pursuit of his art. His hands are tired, but they are satisfied, the hands of a man who has used his time on earth to create beauty and spread simple joy. The light fades, and the workshop prepares for the night, the toys on the shelves becoming silhouettes in the gentle and darkening twilight of the mountains. A final look, a silent blessing over his work in his sanctuary, as he prepares to leave the world of wood and enter the world of dreams. The wooden bird waits in silence, a sentinel of the shop, watching over the treasures that will soon find their way into the hands of children. The hearth is still warm, a lingering comfort that will keep the workshop from growing too cold during the long and silent mountain night ahead of him. Silence is a rare gift, and here, it is profound, broken only by the crackle of the embers and the distant, rhythmic hoot of a forest owl. The stars emerge, tiny pinpricks of light in the vast highland sky, watching over the small workshop and the ancient forest that surrounds it with love. A few moments of reading to quiet the mind, a gentle transition from the physical world of crafting to the internal world of thought and quiet reflection. The fire has done its work for today, its energy spent, leaving behind a warmth that will slowly fade as the night deepens over the peaks. It is time to rest, to let the body recover and the mind wander through the dreams that will inspire tomorrow's work on the many wooden dreams. Each creak is a familiar note in the song of the house, a comforting sound that tells him he is home, safe within his own mountain sanctuary. From above, he looks down on his world, a world of wood, fire, and spirit, a place where the soul can truly breathe and find its purpose. As the master sleeps, the workshop dreams, the spirit of the forest and the heart of the artisan waiting together for the arrival of the dawn. Night has fully claimed the highlands, wrapping the workshop in a blanket of darkness and silence, under the watchful gaze of a million distant stars. The windows are dark now, the activity of the day having ceased, as the master and his workshop take their well-earned rest in the mountain silence. The great forest breathes in the dark, a slow and rhythmic sigh that echoes the peace found within the walls of the small, humble toy shop. Sleep comes easily to a man who has spent his day in honest labor, his dreams as clear and beautiful as the toys he carves with love. The wooden horse stands ready, a silent promise of joy to come, its form glowing softly in the silver light of the moon through the window. Every tool and every toy is a part of this story, a story of tradition, of patience, and of a deep, abiding love for the mountain wood. The fire fades, but the warmth it provided lingers in the wood and the stone, a testament to the life and energy that fills this sanctuary. It is a tiny speck of human creation in the face of the great Dainan, yet it holds a beauty and a soul that is immense. The cricket sings its night song, a delicate melody that underscores the profound peace and the simple beauty of this high-altitude mountain life and world. The moon watches over all, a silent guardian of the dreams that are born and nurtured in the small wooden heart of the mountain highlands today. The sign of the workshop, weathered and wise, remains a symbol of a craft that will never die as long as there are hands to carve. As the light fades completely, we carry with us the memory of the wood, the fire, and the breath of the great highland forest in our hearts. May the spirit of the highlands and the warmth of the master's hands stay with you, a reminder of the magic found in simple, wooden things.